The clock is running out before you have to file those taxes. The deadline is on April 15th. But what if you want to file an extension? Well, we have Raphael Tulino from the IRS to give us a little bit of advice. So for those of us who maybe are not ready for the April 15th deadline, how do you file that extension?
Well, the extension's easy. You can do it two ways pretty much, and that's through your software or through a little paper form, 4868. Paper form takes 2 or 3 minutes. You fill it out. As long as you have it in by April 15th, you're okay. Software is even easier. Software really holds your hand all the way through it. A lot of people are using software these days. But the bottom line is get that extra 6 months if you need it through October 15th. The key with the extension is an extension of time to file and not necessarily to pay. So if you owe or you think you owe, April 15th is still your deadline, and if you can't full pay, do file the return, do pay something, and perhaps set up an installment agreement, but let the agency know that you're not able to full pay your taxes. But certainly, based on your situation, take that extra time if you need it.
And you also have time to still contribute to your IRA, right?
Oh yeah, all the way through, the end, through the April 15th. If you do it, right, make sure you tell your financial institution what year you want to make that designation for, because we're in 14, but you could still apply it to 13 taxes, and you can still deduct it if you're eligible in terms of lowering your bill. So that is one way to lower your 2013 tax bill. You can make that contribution to IRA.
Important information. And then also you wanted to warn us about a phone scam. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, really nasty and sinister. It's a phone scam allegedly from the IRS. It's not calling you out of the blue saying you owe taxes and we need you to pay them on a prepaid debit card or through a wire transfer. And the bottom line is this: the IRS is never going to call you out of the blue demanding you pay taxes owed a certain way. The first contact with the IRS is letter in the mail, and if you ignore enough letters in the mail the agency is trying to reach you, perhaps you get a phone call down the road, but certainly not an insulting, threatening call demanding you put taxes or pay taxes and then send a prepaid debit card to the scammer. It's just be careful out there. It's really a pervasive scam we're seeing here.
So watch out for those calls. Make sure you get the letter first, and then you know that really is the IRS.
First contact, letter in the mail, not an email even. You know, hey, you got a refund, click on this link. Not the IRS doing that either, and certainly not a phone call that tends to be rather nasty.
Now, what about if you get audited? What kind of documents should you have in case that happens?
You know, substantiation is always a good idea in terms of not forgetting to put something on a return. You don't want to forget a credit or deduction to lower your bill or increase your refund, but at the same time to make sure that all that goes on your taxes is substantiated, such as charitable contributions, those kinds of things. If you're asked about it, you can say, here's my paperwork, here's my receipt, here are my appraisal documents, those kinds of things. So you're in good shape if you're ever asked about it from the IRS.
Have the documentation.
It's always a good idea.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah.
Appreciate those tips.
Thank you.
Again, you have until April 15th to file for those tax documents, but also you can file for that extension. Now, if you want to reach Raphael, you can go to his Twitter handle, which we have on your screen. You can also go to irs.gov for more information.